Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Diogo DALOT will very soon be a Manchester United player, according to all reports. So, who is he? What will he bring to Manchester United? Because he is a player that literally has only played about 7-8 games this season. He's played a lot in the Segunda Division, or basically the League 2 in Portugal, playing for Porto B. But first team games, not that many. Very exciting signing, and certainly a player that is and has been scouted by big clubs. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Now that's not necessarily going to please many Manchester United fans, and his stats, as we look at them there on the screen, they're not that great. But I want to compare him to Fosu Mensah because some people want to do that, and there's a very interesting theory I have that I don't think many people have mentioned so far, that when you look at it, Maybe we're all getting this signing completely wrong anyway. So Diogo DALOT, let's have a look at his stats then. He's only played about 8 games this season, as I said. One of them was in the Champions League against Liverpool. He hasn't played for Portugal first team. People keep saying in the comments he's played for the Portugal first team. He hasn't. He's played under 21 and all the way through that. But he did play in the Champions League at Anfield against Liverpool. He's only played 7 or 8 games. His pass completion rate is around 73%. Now, obviously, comparing him to Fred yesterday, that's quite low. Fred's was up in the 80s, but you expect that with fullbacks. In fact, I can tell you now, Fosu Mensah played 21 games for Crystal Palace last season, and his pass completion rate was 73% as well. So for fullback, that's not too bad. Tackles 1 per game. I can tell you that Fosu Mensah's tackles per game was up at 2, but maybe that's because he's playing more games, 21. Because Fosu Mensah played 21 games, he's had no assists, whereas DALOT has had 1 in 8 games. So it just shows you maybe there's a little bit more attacking talent. But it's hard to judge this because they're both young players. DALOT's just turned 29, Fosu Mensah's just turned 20. So it's hard to judge these players, especially when they both had very, limited seasons. 21 games for Fosu Mensah is quite a lot, I suppose, but he's been in and out of the team. There was a lot of substitution performances as well. Average player rating is quite interesting, 6.87, which is relatively low, but 6 is average. 7 you'd be pretty much okay. And interestingly enough, though, Fosu Mensah's is 6.74, so that is lower, despite Fosu Mensah having more games and some good standout performances, Manchester City in particular as well. Dribbles 61% for Fosu Mensah, 50% for DALOT. So interesting it is, but I think we are judging DALOT inaccurately anyway. I think Fosu Mensah is more of a midfielder in my mind anyway. He certainly can play that right back position, and that's where Crystal Palace utilised him. DALOT is being touted as a right back, but actually, very, very interestingly, if we use the SofaScore app, let's just use this for a moment. Look at DALOT, 19 just, shirt number 30. I want to look at his statistics, and specifically, let's not look at the Segunda Liga, let's look at Primeira Liga. And let's just have a look at some of his performances for Porto in the first team. So this is left back. He's playing at left back. Heat map will clearly show that, left back in that game. The next game, let's have a look. The arrow's going that way this time, so left back again. 11th of March, arrow's going that way, left hand side, heat map, left back again. And 17th of March, arrow's going this way, left back, playing at left back again. And let's have a look at the Champions League game against Liverpool. Click on there. Arrow's going that way, left back. You see where I'm going with this? With DALOT, we're all talking about right back, but the vast majority of games he's played this season for Porto has been as a left back. And I don't know whether we're missing something there. I don't know. I personally think we probably are signing him as a fullback for the future. He's certainly, I don't think, a player for next season. He's a player for maybe the season after. But he's highly sought of, highly scouted and highly rated as a player for the future. And if you look around on the videos we've done about DALOT in the live comments and on the comments, there are people who are speaking as Porto fans, as Benfica fans, saying is this a really, really good signing for Manchester United? And as I said last night, Mourinho making a signing like this is quite interesting because Mourinho might not be here in a year. So this sort of signing is sort of in that gap between what we have been doing at United over the last 3 years, which is signing a lot of players around 15, 16, 17 for the future, and Mourinho maybe signing the players around 23 to 29. But this player, sort of in that middle ground, maybe we're not going to have to wait 3 or 4 years for him, but I certainly think we're going to have to wait a year for him. But as I said, quite interesting because those heat maps will show you that predominantly he's been playing as a left back for Porto. So I don't know what you think about that. Is that maybe a hint that he might be being utilised as a left back? I mean, he's very right-footed. The limited footage there is of him out there, he can put a decent cross in with his right foot, but he can also use his left as well. He looks quite a balanced sort of player, which again, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a jack of all trades, especially in relation to fullbacks. I mean, Dennis Irwin was brilliant at it many years ago. Phil Neville could do it, but I want specialist balance, and I want a left-footed left back, and I want a right-footed right back, and I would hope that this lad's going to be our right back in years to come when Valencia goes. But it is interesting when you look at it that actually the vast majority of games he's played for Porto this season, and there hasn't been loads, let's say a combined 8 or 9, he's been playing as a left back. So maybe we're missing the point there with him anyway. But what I want to say is that this is a signing that's clearly going to happen. It's been widely reported. It came in like 24 hours ago and everybody's now talking about it. But I think maybe the most important thing is this. He's just turned 19. He's a potential talent, and I think United have moved quickly to grab that potential talent. I don't expect him to be a first-team player next season, and for £17 million, which is what we're meant to be paying for him, we might get him cheaper than that. That's his release clause, 17 million, 17 and a half. We might get him cheaper than that because he's out of contract next year. Maybe that's what the negotiations is about. Some people thought it might happen today. Some people are thinking it might not happen till Friday now, but he's one for the future. I don't think we're going to see much of him next season. He's one for the future, and I still believe that the signings, the big signings, are the ones that we need for now. But this is a really, really exciting signing for United, and it's one, as I've said before, that we used to make these sort of signings, and it might not work out, but everything suggests that he's a great talent and an interesting one. And the stats at the end of the day don't really bear out that much because he hasn't played enough games. But I think most interestingly is most of those games have been at left back. And with regards to Fosu Mensah, maybe Fosu Mensah's not going to be a right back anyway. Maybe Fosu Mensah would be ahead of him in the pecking order next season because he's 20 and he's played more games. Maybe Dalot's coming in just to, see what he can do. So give us your thoughts below. What you're thinking about this signing. You're still happy about it? Are you not happy about it? Get your comments below. Make sure you drop us a like if you like these style of videos where we go into a little bit more about the player. Certainly easy for us to do and utilise and feed out that information. Certainly enjoyed the Fred one, and it's nice to delve in, even with the limited information out there for Dalot, just to sort of, blow away some of the cobwebs and the stats and the facts that actually he did play Champions League football last year. He only played a handful of league games, but he was playing as a left back. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon.